about yourself.
So I graduated out of Delhi College of Engineering, did my computer science. Mostly been into the fields of technology and developed technology for future generation products and services till now for about say 10 years. And then I got into Texas Instruments, again building future generation technologies. Uh, Parallelly a musician, so just decided to combine technology and live entertainment music together. Became an entrepreneur on that and incubated the startup in Stanford University where I learned entrepreneurship. And post that, I think Microsoft Ventures has taken the journey forward for us. So on a very personal level, a backpack traveler, a keen musician, a startup mentor as well. Yeah.
So how did you manage to like go in for different sectors in the business?
In the sense,
Like how did you manage to go for different business sectors? You have experience with like,
so I think
what was your learning lesson from like working on these different business sectors?
so. One thing that I have learned is that it's always good to explore a lot in your initial phases of life. So it's always good to jump from one place to another because you just want to see more, and that's the best time of your life where you can actually see more. So I think that was the major drive for me to shift businesses and go from one place to the other. And the learning is that I think every single world that you enter as you go from one place to the other and one business to the other, you imbibe a different, you meet a different set of people with a different mindset. You build something that is totally that caters to the world in a different way. So in that way, it adds very differently and culturally very differently to to yourself. So as a person, you develop in a very holistic way as you kind of go different, kind of explore more.
So like what was the reason behind like how did you manage being a technocrat and also a musician at the same time? So how do you manage both the
So
things?
I think that is just being a workaholic or being yeah. I think you sleep less and you kind of you're passionate about doing things and so you just keep going about it. I think there's no end to it. Today also I'll always compromise on my sleep to say do something like maybe do some stargazing or something, right? So something or the other has to be there for me, which is the next interesting aspect for me. And I'll always crunch on time. I'll always give in more and more time and less sleep or something like that to keep doing that. It's about priorities, and you always have a few priorities and you nail them down.
Can you share your experience as one of the TED speakers? So
Oh yeah, TED was great. I think it gives you a great platform to really go out to the audience. You have to crystallize your thoughts very concisely. It's an 18-minute talk and you have to get a timer ticking right there. So you have to finish it on time. You can't have a paper in your hand. It gives you the ultimate experience of what presentations are. Uh, you have a certain guidelines on your backdrop, how the presentation, how the slides are going to be in terms of number, pictures, text, everything. You have to obey by by those standards, and you have to give a global, like you have to give a speech. So there's very limited and impactful content back on the backdrop, and everything is right in your head because you can't read it out of every year, and you have to face media and a lot of people on that. So I think that's something that gives you a totally different confidence and of pitching your idea out to the world. At the same time, that was the first time I was actually doing it, so I think I was a little nervous as well. So it kind of got me onto the stage and probably better equipped for the future presentations.
what is your takeover of from Raghu Dixit project?
So the Raghu Dixit project is one place where I entered the live entertainment market very well. That is me spending weekends to experience a totally different industry. So being a big band, it helped me kind of understand music from a very top level. As for, because a small band would probably go to just a few bars and pubs, but this was a band which was established and was going to different places, and now we were trying to get them to an international audience. So it also helped me gauge the international market and how an Indian bank can culturally fit into an international market. So the whole strategy and business development behind that helped me a lot in understanding what live entertainment belongs is the industry is like, and how where India and the culture of India fits into that global live entertainment industry.
What was the passion that drove you for being a traveler?
Oh, I think that is something that everyone has. I don't know. Travel is always great for me because you meet very different people. They come from absolutely different backgrounds, and you know that the world is crazy, filled with absolutely mad people, and you just want to meet them. Two is I think I'm a lot influenced by history, art, and architecture. So for that, books are not enough. You have to see it in real, and you have to find ways to see it somehow or the other. So I think history, art, architecture, which kind of imbibes the culture. Recently, it's been food as well, but I'm trying to stick away from that so that my expenses are very limited. But all these kind of build a totally different aura of culture as you travel different places, and which is something that I personally love doing. If I have to choose one out of everything, I would always choose travel. I'll even give up music for travel.
And how do you take English literature and philosophy, being a background from an engineering student? So what's your opinion on these?
English literature and philosophy. So I love philosophy as an engineer, as an entrepreneur, everything. English literature is something that I've been interested in, but I've never been a very avid reader. As in, I read a lot, but I've never read in literature in the true sense of, say, Shakespeare or something like that. I'll never finish a book. I'll always start it and probably go to a certain extent and then skip to another book and things like that. And like an online system works, I always work like that. So although I have I have some thoughts on English literature, but I think I'm not the right person to comment on it. I love the fact that it has evolved dramatically over the last few centuries, and I think today English being a global language, it is one of the most comfortable places, and they've kept their literature and stored their literature in a very good way, which is absolutely amazing. And about philosophy, I think philosophy is something that I absolutely adhere to. It's very dear to me. It is something that you live by, which is with you in your ups and downs. And I think philosophy is something that makes you the person you are, the kind of temperament you have. I think it has a lot to do with the kind of philosophy you believe in, and how it's kind of transcending for them.
Can we know your inspiration behind Tommy James?
Oh, Tommy Jan's inspiration is just to start something, so that because you are 23 years old, you want to impact the world. It's a basic drive that the youth has, and what better way to do it than combine two of your dearest passion, which is technology and music. Technology is something that you worked on for a long time and you love doing it. Music being something that probably connects the world very well, and you've already been there, done that, and that as well. So combining the two is probably one of the best ways for me to create that kind of a startup and create which could really drive me, myself, and my passion out to the world and lead such a company. I think it was a 23-year-old boy combining two of his very close toys.
What is your suggestion to the budding managers being an ambassador of Microsoft Intelligence?
Again.
What is your suggestions to the budding managers as being the ambassador of Microsoft Ventures?
So Microsoft Ventures, as an ambassador of Microsoft Ventures, I would always encourage any manager to understand the fact that entrepreneurship is a great way forward. It really makes you value a lot of things in your life very closely. You're able to make a much bigger impact. You're able to strive a very different life, which is very worthwhile considering the ups and downs that you face. So I would say that it's probably a very good time for you to kind of get into the entrepreneurial environment and start building it, because I think there's a huge potential that lies in the future. You can see the amount of money that is inflowing into the entrepreneurial environment, not only in India but globally. So I think to the managers, I'd always say just give it a shot, see how it's going, because we do really need to build this world through enterprise, and ventures are very important in this era.
And what are the suggestions you would like to give to the IFM students?
Oh, I don't know I think I give suggestions on a very personal basis, but as a general, the thing, I think one thing that I got to know from Sanjay was that IFM focuses a lot on entrepreneurship. So I would always say that as a business school, if you've really gotten out the talent that is cutthroat in the world, and are willing and passionate enough to do entrepreneurial stuff, you should always I think you're starting to get an incubator here as well. So so engage in that incubator, get into incubation centers, start that entrepreneurial journey, because life is too short, and at some point of time, age will catch up. Make the first 100 mistakes of your life as early as you can, and entrepreneurship is a great way to go ahead for that.